Law number 2. If a bad guy can alter the operating system on your computer, it's not your computer anymore. You should be aware that the operating system basically controls the computer. This means that many system processes are not in any way controlled or supervised. For instance, this is how kernel drivers work. Kernel processes cannot be supervised by the operating system itself. To achieve that, such supervision must take place in the kernel mode, and this would allow a hostile process to gain control over the kernel. It's a universal principle which is true for all operating systems. You should also remember that operating systems are characterized by high complexity and a large hard drive footprint. Newer versions of Windows take up about 10 gigabytes of space and consist of around 60,000 files. Some of those files are very rarely used. In the slide, you can see an example of such a file, Edlin.exe from Windows Vista. It's safe to assume that few people knew that this file existed in Windows Vista. Edlin is a command line editor. Worldwide, it was only used 5 times. Nevertheless, it's still a part of the system. As you can see, the permission entries list is very restrictive. Only a trusted installer can modify the file. Other users can only execute and read it. The file is protected, but if it was modified, you wouldn't learn about it. The protection of all system files would be very costly. If someone managed to modify the file Edlin.exe, it would mean that the person had trusted installer permission. The person who managed to obtain that kind of permission could easily cover up their actions as well. The situation persists even though operating systems protect the integrity of their components. For example, if you accidentally or purposefully delete some files, you can benefit from automatic file recovery. Also, there is a system process that prevents all users except the trusted installer from overwriting deleted files. If these mechanisms were defeated, you could no longer trust any component of the system. The second law is still valid despite all the security solutions we've discussed before.